Greetings and welcome to Channel Other Doc. I'm Jim, I use he, him pronouns, and this is our campaign of the Ninefox Gambit RPG, a dystopian military sci-fi game based on the machineries of Empire stories by Yoon Ha Lee. We have returned, and we're going to go ahead and go around and say hi to those folks we have with us here, and find out who they are and who they're playing. And we will be starting once again with Pope. Hello.
Hey everybody, Pope here, Pope World Build on the internets. Happy back with the Ninefox Gambit crew playing Shuos Robin. He had a rough start of things, and I have a sneaking suspicion it's not going to get easier from here.
Yeah, doubtful. Very doubtful. And now we will head over to Ewan. Hello.
Hi, I'm Ewan. I play Nurai Tace, the perpetually put upon mad scientist of some sort, and moth technician. And he's just been having a bad time the whole time. So that's not changed at all.
Excellent. Excellent. And PB is not with us at present. Hopefully she'll be appearing later on. Hopefully all is well. But we will. But if that happens, we'll just do a quick thing. Step back, readjust the cameras, and everything will be fine once they're able to leap in. But in the meantime, I am once again playing Rahal Graydon, who is just slowly working himself deeper and deeper into his existential crisis, which is a delight. But before we hand things over to our calendar, just as a reminder, you may see us use safety tools from time to time. So like we do with the other games on this channel, if we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card, if we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card, make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil. So it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O, and just to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game has very dark themes. It has the potential for player versus player conflict, depending on choices made, and may contain references to assimilation, brutality, atrocity, capitalism, colonialism, genocide, torture, hegemony, human sacrifice, and imperialism. If you want to, if at any point you want to see that list popping up in the chat, you can type !9CW, that's NINECW, and that will show up. That's also going to show up periodically on rotation, so it'll pop up from time to time. It's very heavy stuff, so if you need to dip out at any point, absolutely no problem. We totally understand. Also, please remember we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. So, without further ado, we shall hand things over to our calendar. Hollow, hello.
Hello, I'm Hollow. I am your calendar for this game of Ninefox Gambit, and I have a little something to say, a little preamble before the game. New voices echo through the ship's tight halls, fresh minds and steps that bring a clash of thought. They come with tales of battles, legends tall, yet more fine riddles than they had sought. We sail by rules that twist the stars to bend, our bond a weapon none can wield alone. Together now, yet none can guess the end, or grasp what secrets grow where darkness is sown. What drives the light? What turns the boundless night? A crew united, led by shifting sight?
Dun dun dun.
All right. So, anybody want to take us through the beats of last game?
So, not so much a pineapple under the sea, but get ready, kids. No, a shadow moth bearing 2 Andon decide to dock, but dock without following protocol, even when hailed. And there's a brand new Andon diplomat named Floor. She is lovely, she is Grace, and she knows it. However, a certain Vidona, the only Vidona on board, who was filling in for the commander, who, let's remind ourselves, decided to end an interrogation rather abruptly and messily, eating into the TARP budget. And so said Vidona was acting commander. Met the 2 Andon, politely but firmly absconded with the pilot, and directed the diplomat to the diplomat's quarters. There was a disagreement on the way to the interrogation room between Vidona Duncan and the lovely Andon pilot, which continued to escalate until there was a lockdown and a neutron purge. So that raises the overall corpse count on board the vessel to 3 within less than a week. Nerites bumped into the lovely Andon Floor, and revealed to the absolutely lovely diplomat that things were not right, and was absolutely terrified as to what was going to happen to their companion. Rahul Graydon, having had enough of the bullshit, and seeing that things are going wrong, just all caps, big Twinkie wrong, made certain to send off to his command a request for some Inquisitors. And then, well, with a lockdown and a neutron purge, there's a lot of alarms go off. And people ended up just wandering right in front of the diplomatic quarters, people meeting up, having discussion as to what the absolute hell is going on. And to the captain, who absolutely overjoyed that the Vidona was no longer there, much to their chagrin, one of the people on the bridge crew revealed themselves to be a Shuos deep cover agent, due to the fact that things have gone, if you're a fan of 40K, you will follow this, ploin-shaped. It's a fruit, like an inverse pear. Think of it as sort of a cloud. But yeah, after that revelation, it seems as though the captain's becoming even more unhinged. The Shuos absolutely frustrated that by protocol they had to reveal themselves and then get down to whatever the fuck is going on wrong. There was a meeting in the corridor that had spilled in to Andon Floor's nice, lovely quarters with all the arrangement of, like, the welcoming fruit plate and cheeses. There was a great deal of getting everybody up to speed. Some words were exchanged. And then Andon Floor decided to be an Andit. Go meet the crew, introduce yourself, um, give those soldiers the slightest glimmer of hope, hollow hope, and then, surprisingly enough, took Shuos Robin's advice and went and had a long conversation with the chief medical officer aboard the vessel, finding out that gum is bad and the captain is clearly unhinged.
That's a pretty good recap.
Yeah, that's everything I can think of.
That's what I got.
Yeah, that's a great, very great summation of the events. Things occurred. Neutrons alight.
Neutrons purged. It's very very exonerative tense here. Some
Yeah.
things happened and then a neutron purge occurred.
I had to look up neutron
knows
purge
why?
when it was mentioned, and when I saw what it was, I'm like, oh dear.
God, how would you even build that sentence into passive voice? Like, like
I don't know how, but I'm certain the American press can find a way.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what they're good for. Yeah, so I'll figure it out. That'll be a great mental exercise. How do I turn someone's brutal black bagging and neutron purge into passive voice?
The neutrons were purged. I don't know.
There was
know.
in the course of an investigation, a neutron expulsion.
Ah,
There we go.
A interrogator involved neutron expulsion.
yes.
There we go.
Ah.
All right, so here we are. You guys are having a very intense conversation. Right.
Right.
There's a lot of explaining of things to one another.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
There you are.
Yeah, there was some explaining of things to one another, and I think we're still kind of there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I guess.
I think Taste was making inroads on the fruit and cheese platter.
Yes, that's right.
Last we saw him.
That's right.
That's all I remember.
We're currently cowering in the diplomatic quarters. We're currently cowering in Floor's quarters right now, trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yes, Floor has decided to wash off the stink of the day, and mostly just the social stink, by having themselves a long sonic shower in another part of the quarters.
Okay. So. And I guess so. Graydon is going to, at this point, be turning to Robin, and is going to sort of ask, so I take it, by virtue of the fact that you've presented yourself, that there is some sort of plan in action that you're interested in reading us into?
More along the lines of protocol, because my op is now blown and secondary due to an emergency where no less than 3 Hexarchic officers have perished in less than a week. That is what we refer to as an emergency.
Okay, so your operation's been blown and you're at a loose end then, I take it. So you're just...
I am currently operating under protocol, which means damage control.
Oh, I see. You're keeping a closer eye on us now.
Considering that your current handler has devastated half the cheese plate and is currently somewhere in the vents, yes.
Have you noticed if he's been if there have been any aberrations in his behavior recently? I don't know him, so perhaps you would have a better idea.
No. That's just go. Again, this was supposed to be a relatively standard operation, but things have gone awry.
Well,
I
do
see.
you know what we were supposed to be doing? Because they didn't really brief us per se. I don't know. I don't know what happens now that one of the team members is gone.
Standard procedure. You continue with the mission.
Well, okay,
Body
fair.
count does not matter.
We still don't know what the mission is, other than probably look at anomaly.
Yes.
We're not even at the anomaly yet. We've already
No.
lost
You are
a
not at
person.
the anomaly.
I just keep eating cheese.
So,
Well, you do know right now, as the mole, the Shios mole, the only person who has the direct mission info is your captain, who is currently, according to your assessment, losing their mind. So maybe before actually like getting them the hell out of here, maybe you should get that from them, possibly, if you like.
If you really want your full mission brief, which is supposed to be delivered to you once you get to your destination, I might be able to excise that information from the captain. Or more precisely, excise that information from the captain's console.
oh, I see. All right. Yeah. I started to worry for a second when you said to excise from the captain, because there seems to be.
I am not that kind of hands-on.
Yeah. Yes. It seems we had previous excisions had some difficulties. Okay. All right. So,
While I am trained in liquidation, it is not my preferred methodology.
okay, that's good.
To know.
I. Hmm. So, may I ask how the captain took it?
Poorly.
Hmm.
They have been gradually, as things have gone on, become more and more unhinged.
Hmm.
The stress of
Hmm.
command is getting to them, considering that they did not pay attention in any way, shape, or form to the fact that they had a crash hawk as a second in command. And that was perfectly fine under their watchful eyes. And then that there was no seconding of any sort of oversight or officer upon your entry onto this vessel. No escorts, nothing of the sort. You were just left to wander freely, and just ask questions willy-nilly, and she just lets you have whatever you wanted access to. So yeah, the fact that security has completely broken down aboard this vessel, let alone discipline, something is awry.
I have to wonder. So, I'm going to assume that you've. Hey, do you have a means of making sure that we're not being listened to right now?
We're in diplomatic quarters. They're usually the ones that are the least bugged. Not that they're not bugged, but they're the least bugged.
Oh, that's a comfort. Is comfort the right word? No, but that's a something. Anyway, yeah.
Any Moth vessel has listening devices in every single room. It's just standard procedure.
Yeah, of course. Well, the reason I mentioned this is because we have a situation where I assume that you've been. Can I assume that you've been read in about the secondary calendar?
I
Well-
have a operating awareness based on Shuos Ko's brief. Yes.
Because it seems that oh, I think that it's already having an effect. That might account for what you've been talking about. The breakdown in the ship's operation. Because this banner moth's been running for, under this captain for how long?
They've had command of the Banner Moth for quite some time.
And this is the first sign, as far as I'm aware, of this moth's record that something like this has happened, yeah?
The level of irregularity pretty much kicked off to what I've been briefed on when the bureaucratic overreach and lack of processing began. The quartermaster situation.
Yeah, yes, that's where a lot of it started. I am wondering if perhaps someone doesn't want us to reach the anomaly at all.
Theoretically, that could be possible, but there are better ways for that kind of sabotage than something this obtuse. I mean, all you need to do is put a few esoteric, volatile components in certain locations and just have it so that when the Banner Moth gets close to station and begins deceleration, that it all just goes kaboom.
Ah,
That would be
Yeah.
far, far easier and could be blamed on terrorism, which would allow you to just round up a bunch of folks for, the next sacrifice that needs to be made. Like
yeah.
the textbook. This is weird.
Are we sure that that hasn't been done? The volatiles.
Maybe it has for me.
I could do standard check on. Well, you bring up a good point. I should probably red team this. That would be going by protocol. Okay. Well, I should probably go and get you guys your information that you want, and then I'll go, do the standard thing. And if I was operating on this vessel trying to disrupt it, go through all the motions that I would.
It seems to make sense. I have noted a certain, I don't want to say even lackadaisical attitude, but something of a bit of a more lax attitude on the part of some of the ship's officers, and I am starting to wonder if perhaps it is the effect of this thing that this web being cast. You know about the gum, yes?
Yeah, we know about the gum.
Yeah.
It's a weird esoteric thing that, again, was part of a broader net, but wasn't a priority.
Right.
Priority
Well,
was to find out how a fucking commander was a crash hawk and who let that happen.
yeah, that's the trick, isn't it? Well, that commander was one of the had one of the what we think are probably transmitters to help broadcast this the secondary calendar across the moth. So there could
Creating a
be
neural network that would allow those who have access to the
yeah.
esoteric component to network. That makes sense.
Yeah. hopefully it's just the one, but I have noticed even since we hopefully deactivated the thing, I don't even know if we've really properly been able to deactivate the thing now that I think about it. I say looking over
more-
at Tace.
More than likely, no. You're dealing with
Yeah. Oh.
a high level but simplistic repeater.
Yeah.
There's probably a multitude aboard this vessel, but again,
Oh.
that's sort of
Yeah.
that is not quite uppercase heresy, and it's not quite lowercase heresy. It strides the fence.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
if you
probably
want to,
get- Hmm?
I was just going to say, if you want to try to deactivate it, I mean, we still got it in a baggie right here. It's just it's kind of hanging out.
That sort of
Um,
disruption is going to cause those that are tied to the network to freak out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The best way to deal with this sort of situation, where you have a bunch of repeaters and somebody who was using an esoteric and guarded network, is to locate every single repeater and set it up so that the network falls all at once, causing an absolute blackout.
Yeah. Well, my suspicion is that there'll probably be another 5 or 6 of these on board.
Makes sense.
I think that as far as if we want to gather more information and it's critical, I could try something that I really don't wish to try, but perhaps might end up being our only option. I could try to scry the thing.
I would hesitate in interacting with a technology that is poorly understood. You don't know what sort of security measures are in place or how it might react. However, you do have soft things to interrogate. You have the guy that you recently picked up still in holding.
Yes. I'm going to hopefully, if we can get this coordinated, I'm going to be supposed to at some point be going down with the ship's doctrine officer to try a dual scrying on him. See, we can pick something up.
There's that, and also, I mean, give me a little bit. I should be able to get into some of the ship's records, as well as maybe get some security catalogs as to the individual's movements, and let you sift through the information.
Yeah, well, always any more information would be appreciated.
Again, foxes hunt. Well, I'll leave you to deal with the diplomat. I probably need to sneak into the captain's private quarters. See you later.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Try to. Damn it.
You're going to have a lot of pretending to do on this mission.
So that's it. We just trust the Shuos. That's what we're doing then. I don't. Maybe we don't have a choice. I don't.
Well, that's
I'm
what
not,
I was gonna. If you have an
I'm not really-
alternative, you have an alternative, because
no,
I
everything's
can't think
fucked.
of
I have
one,
no idea.
unfortunately.
I have no idea what's going on.
Because we have to find out what. It's the thing. What he's doing is finding out what our command actually wants us to do, and so that's going to help. And I understand that we aren't to know until we get there. And so I'm not going to need the information immediately, but we're not going to need the information immediately. We're not going to need it till we get there. But the thing is, we want to make sure we actually do get there.
Yeah, that would be nice. I guess I maybe I can initiate my own, investigation of traces of, certain volatile compounds or explosives or, anything around the ship. That's all I can really think of. I mean, all this, mind stuff is well beyond me. But I can't believe he's gone, just like that.
I'm
I
wondering
mean,
if-
he scared the shit out of me. I feel like I'm going to see him in my dreams, maybe my nightmares, but just gone.
I don't know if they. And see, the thing is, because of this whole thing that we've uncovered, I don't even know if that was his normal behavior.
Yeah. I mean, I would believe it, honestly, but it did seem extra unhinged. Everything seems extra unhinged. Maybe it's this conspiracy stuff you've talked about. Maybe it is. Maybe it's affecting everybody. I guess we all have to kind of keep an eye on ourselves for extra unhinged behavior.
I'd recommend it.
Okay, well, if I'm acting unhinged, you let me know, and if you're acting unhinged, I'd let you know.
Yes, that would be helpful.
Okay. I have no idea how to tell whether Flora's acting unhinged, but maybe once we get to know her better, we'll see.
Oh, she's unhinged already.
Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's just her normal behavior.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I guess I can go. I should get out of here. I get like I'm like loading up my hand. I don't have a plate or anything. Like I have a napkin. I have a napkin. I'm loading up a napkin with fruit and cheese as I go. I'm like, well, I should probably get out of here and get started on that. But I'm just a grid ping away if you need me for anything. So
Right.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, just yeah. If you end up having, and I'm not going to assume you will, but if you end up having time to work on that equation, let me know.
Well, I still need to probably make a few tweaks or whatever, but I put it in my augment and started kind of chugging on it, but it's it's a lot. So right. I don't expect to draw enough grid power to solve it immediately.
Oh no, of course, but just there's something about all of this that's just I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'll see if I can figure out any other. There are already too many connections on this thing to too many places, so it's just a question of like figuring out where things land. If we can eliminate that thing that the equation is related to from our reckoning, that'll make things, I think, hopefully easier. That's the main thing, because I want to take too big a bite of this if we can afford it. If we can afford not to.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
Hang in there.
Yeah, I think we're about. We're probably good on. We probably. I assume we're at the point that the ship is. I hope we're at the point the ship has lifted its restrictions to only go to the mess hall.
Yes, you can now go other places.
So, yeah.
Oh, well, I'm gonna ferry my my napkin full of delicious snacks, diplomat level snacks, back to my quarters.
Diplomat level snacks.
I just assume that they get the better stuff,
I mean, it's pretty good. Not a pickle in sight.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so my plan just in general is, I mean, yeah, I should work on the equation thing. I'll as I'm walking back to my quarters, I'll kind of finish putting that together because I was deeply, interrupted by everything that happened last session, but I'll finish kind of putting that together and throw it in my augment and just see, I have no idea when I will get results for that, but it is going. I only slightly exaggerated to Graydon that it was already going, but it is going now. And as soon as I get back to my quarters, I am popping another gum because I have had a stressful day.
Yeah, check in on me if I am unhinged.
Yeah.
Some
Gum time.
I'm sure everything's fine.
Just had a great snack. I need a nap, and I'm gonna have a gum. I've got 3 of those left, so I'm taking one. I got 2 more.
This is your third gum, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh no.
You have opened the third gate.
I'm opening my third eye, man.
All right. So, as you are contemplating things and you've taken your gum, you don't really find yourself needing to fall asleep this time around. There's no immediate narcotic effect or anything like that. You're just able to vibe on the gum.
Put on some nice music, just having a little chill out.
Yeah.
It's a
You're
stressful day.
listening to some calendrical jazz.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my jam apparently. Yeah.
Oh, it was Rush.
Calendrical jazz. Oh my god.
what is Rush if not calendrical jazz? Have you heard YYZ? It's all nonsense, but yet somehow it works.
Just hanging out, just relaxing, just kind of
yeah.
pat the bulkhead next to my my little chair in my little quarters. I'm just like, we're doing all right, buddy. We're gonna get through this.
Yeah, I mean, it's either Rush or Janice by Hocus Pocus. So you pat the bulkhead, you're working on your equation, and you get at first a very comical scene of like moths floating through the room, but they all have like really big googly eyes.
Oh, that's great. Hi guys. Yeah.
As you delve deeper, the moths, sort of normalize. They are moths. They have antenna, thorax, wings, very dusty creatures. They leave their dust everywhere. They have not eaten any. They haven't eaten anything yet. No white's clothes have been eaten, but maybe that's why everything's made out of metamaterials. And one of the moths asks you, "Why do you do what you do?"
Oh, I didn't expect to be addressed directly. I mean, it's my job, you know. I don't love it, but it's my job, and I have to. I mean, that's how everything holds together. I don't like it.
So you always do what you don't like?
I mean, it kind of seems that way lately. Yeah.
Mm. I'd reflect on that.
Hmm. Yeah. I think.
Are you living your
No,
potential?
what is my potential, dude? I'm just hanging in there every day. I'm just doing my little silly little acts of what passive aggressive rebellion, what pranking my boss, eating delicious gum when I shouldn't. What what does it all mean? What are any of us doing? I just had a really scary guy kind of take me under his wing, make me do stuff, and then he died. So I guess what I'm reflecting on right now is just any of us could die at any time. And you're right. Why do I do what I do? I don't know. I guess because that's what I was taught to do.
Is that all that you are?
Hang on, this is a good part. Listen to the music. I think I don't know. I'm a guy who staples stuff onto moths. And I know this is a dream, and I know you're not really talking to me, but I also know that you're alive, and what we've done to you is unconscionable. And I don't think about it most of the time, but it eats at me every day. But it's how everything holds together, right? If we didn't have space travel, then everything would fall apart. And I don't know how to square those things.
Sounds like if you didn't have a proper community, everything would fall apart.
I don't know what that means. I've got the faction. I've got the other Nirai. I can't say that I'm really, close friends with anybody, but they've got my back, and I've got theirs. That's what being in a faction means. That's why I went to the academy and everything. I didn't have anyone. And this dream got kind of turned into a bummer, didn't it?
No, it's not a bummer. You're just finding yourself and you're coming to grips with some things. Not everything can be happy-go-lucky, right?
Well, I liked the other ones. This is too much of my subconscious bubbling up and telling me things I don't like hearing. But I do like the music. I just
And
kind of sit
then
back and close my
all
eyes.
the mobs go, but that's why we're here. And then they just kind of like turn to a swirl of wings and dust and float off.
Huh. Sparkly. And I just sit back and I just vibe with the music.
Okay. Rahal Graydon. What is your day looking like at this point?
It's a good question because it's I've been trying to think of what I should be doing at this point, and like part of the problem we encountered before, as we were doing kind of like standard interrogations, was that we were kicking the hornet's nest. In kind of seeing how those came out, but the only thing I can think of is to try to find out more about the people we do know about, and just sort of try to see if some kind of a pattern emerges. And so, like, I feel like if it would be a bad thing if I called in people for more, it's for interrogations I do myself. Because I mean, because while I assume that that's something that we kind of can do, I feel as though it's probably going to draw too much notice at this point to do that. So I think my best bet probably just has to do with just sort of monitoring those we do know about. We have one prisoner that we can try to get further with, but I have to find out when the doctrine officer will be available to help with that, because I feel like that would be helpful in getting this further, since I'm assuming he's the target of whatever's going on, if this is a whole family vendetta thing. And of course, the vendetta thing is, of course, the thing I can't talk about because that's the part I'm not supposed to know. But I do know. I think I found out the family tree stuff through Rahal information, so I've got a certain amount of leeway.
A bit, yeah.
It's just the and I've got the information we got from Tace, where sort of officially it's like, here is this gum, here is this substance that the first officer had on a device that also is made from the same stuff. So there's a certain leeway I have there to be able to talk about some of that, but that's, I think, about the limit of it. I can't bring. I mean, even some of the stuff I found out publicly, I can't really bring directly into question because it's going to be, if it goes too high up, right? So
yeah,
I guess I think my best bet would be to see if to look and see what I can find out from, just as far as any. Do I have access to anything as far as ship security information goes? Or is that?
Oh yeah.
Or is that not a thing that the Kel share with us?
I mean, right now you're in this kind of like odd space because like you've got Shuo's help with like cracking some things, and you've gotten into some things on your own. Like, so you have a little more information than like the average shipboard person because of all the things that have occurred previously.
Yeah. So I probably don't have any way to actively monitor any of these people that are still. The only one I can monitor is the one that's in the cell. I think effectively. So I think the plan then. Geez. Let me see if I can be careful about this. Because I'm just trying to figure out where I found out where the thread from Rahal Fowler came from, so that I can figure out if I can mention him or not. The only thing. So let's see.
I have given you quite a complex social problem.
It is. It is a complex social problem. Because like the first person that there was some connection that was like the first connection to it was the quartermaster. That was the thing with the quartermaster.
Yep.
So yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. So on this ship, we have two that I can talk about that are connected to Rahal Fowler, if I have done my research correctly. Can I ask a question really quickly? And I'm going to apologize in advance because it involves possibly looking something up. I recently got the name Kel Orla as another as another child of Rahal Fowler who got a promotion and a transfer to a Bannermoth. I don't know which Bannermoth it was.
That
it this
was
one, or? Yeah.
No, that was the Unspoken Law.
Okay, Is the Unspoken Law a Cindermoth or a Bannermoth?
It is a
Cindermoth.
Huh?
Oh, I had it written down as a Cindermoth.
No, you're right, Cindermoth. Let me double check that.
I have 10 patterns. Stone Strike is a Bannermoth.
Yes, there it is.
Well, Kel Callisto is the commander there.
Yeah, but they are all the Kel Order's also there.
Okay.
Gotta back your kids up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Thank you.
I
Sorry.
was like, I know they got put. I was like, oh, they got put on a moth with another one of the kids, just in case.
Yeah. So good. Okay. So, and yeah, that was the one that Fowler, Callisto, of course, being the another mother figure here. Okay, good. All right. That being the case, I guess I'm gonna have to check back in with all I can think to do at this point is check back in with Rahal Lohan and see if there's anything else that see if we can schedule a time to or if we can go and take a look in Kel Blaine's head. But there are one or two things I can mention to him and see how he reacts. Otherwise, that's about it.
Okay. So, would you like to do that, or would you like to go set it up and I'll go to Shields Robin while you're setting up that how you want to approach that in your head, or?
Well, I mean, basically, I mean, I can call him, I guess, if that's the
Sure.
the case, and if it's because and actually this gives me the recent event gives me an excuse. So
It does. You have a great excuse.
I'm going to go ahead and try to contact Rahul Lohan again if I can.
Awesome. So, yeah, he pops up on your augment with his, with his big old mustache.
Sir, I think things have escalated a bit, and so I was the power of the mustache. So it appears things have escalated a bit, and so I am and so I was wondering if perhaps when we're going to, if at sometime soon we can go and do a rather more specific interrogation of Kel Blaine.
Oh, Kel Blaine. I suppose that is warranted. I mean, is he a prime suspect in your investigation there, Graydon?
Well, I've got it seems so, as he was the first point at which we found out about the gum situation. And I think I told him last time about the gum and the possibility of this what looks like a secondary calendar happening.
Yes, he told you that Narai are bad at some forms of clinical math, and told him to go back and look at something else.
Yeah. So I say that, and so and when I say that, I say, yes. Well, there's a, and so I'm thinking that. Well, if you see this, if you were to see this network that is of resistance that is set up in his head, you'd see more directly what it is I'm talking about. I think it's so we were looking at him. We were going at some point to look into the situation with the quartermaster, because that seems to be that again was
quite fine mess that was. Still is.
Well, yeah. Well, I looked through the raw files, our files regarding the quartermaster, and found out that he has another relative on this ship. As that yes, that Kel Scarlet is also a relative of his on the ship. They both had their parent was one of ours, Rahal Fowler, and I'm looking for his reaction when I say that.
there's a slight Fowler. Fowler. Oh, I hate that son of a bitch.
I just slowly, I say, trying to look surprised. And,
Between you and me, of course. Of course.
Oh, of course.
I just said, it's just there are times you think that Raw Hall Academy has standards,
Oh, well, there is something. There is an interesting. Oh God, oh God, with the planet, I'm trying to remember if. Oh, well, no, because that's I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he'll say, yeah. So that's the thing is that I don't know how everything necessarily is connected here, but he's got. I was just doing a little bit of digging, and he's got a great many children across a few different places that have very recently been put into higher positions. And in each case, it seems like there was a clerical error similar to that of the quartermaster.
Goddamn, Raw Hall's acting like he's like a Leo Shuos. The worst two things.
Oh, well, hopefully not trying to resurrect anything there, but it's a strange thing, and and the thing is, and again, I don't know quite how everything is connected here, but with the situation with the gum coming into play, there's is it some of the same? We found a thing that's I can't remember if I told you this, but I think I did, but that we found on the deceased first officer, a thing that kind of is like a transmitter event and has in it some of the same similar material that you'd find in the gum that I was talking about. And so I don't know if there's I suspect there's some kind of that might be a means of transmitting, if there is. And again, you could be absolutely right about the calendar situation, but if there is some kind of secondary calendar meant to look like a ghost calendar or an echo happening, then that could be a means of transmitting it. And there might be, as I'm sure you're aware, it could be up to another half a dozen of them on the ship.
Yeah. I've been giving that transmitter some thought, and what if it was just like a cylindrical prosthetic?
Prosthetic, you say?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen the damn thing, but you say this first officer was a crash hog and he got all this way, and what if it was some sort of cylindrical prosthetic? Something to act like a thing when a thing isn't a thing at all. I don't have formation instinct, but I certainly can put on my formation instinct cap
to help fake formation, and that would make sense. Actually, especially if it were something that interplayed or tried to mimic formation instinct, for example.
No, you can't fake the actual calendar, but if this secondary calendar thing you've brought to my attention is a problem and real and an issue, then why not run your fake signal on the secondary calendar that's hard to find? And you get all the right results. I mean, that's just theory, but
and well, it makes a lot of sense. You're very, very insightful, sir. Very insightful. I think that could definitely be a connection there. Especially if we find more of the things around. But like I said, of course, we can easily have that device provided if you would like to if you'd like to examine it. I did get a sense from it as though it was scryable, but I have hesitated to do so because I did not wish to overly expose myself to its signal without more adequate protection.
Ah, good man, good man. I'm sure no one had to tell you that.
Indeed. The same reason I didn't want to go back into Kelblaine's mind alone, you see.
Yes. Let me get some tea, and I'll be with you in the hour. How about that?
Excellent. Thank you so much, sir. I very much appreciate it. I think it's definitely worth looking into.
Very well, very well. Well, you just tell me where to meet you.
Excellent. I'm gonna specify just some sort of like room near interrogation room, and I'll go ahead and I'll send Tace a signal, also a thing saying we might need you in room near interrogation room if you have time, in about an hour or so. Or at the very least, we may need the device to examine, the transmitter device to examine. If
yeah, it's
if you're too
just
busy,
in my pocket here.
yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Okay, well, in about an hour. Well, then in about an hour, if you would please meet us in that in security room Theta, and we can start maybe looking into this. Just know I will have the ship's doctrine officer with me.
Okay. Sounds good.
Very good. Tace, we're going to beat this, Tace. I've got a feeling.
Okay.
All right.
Believe it.
I know.
All right. Shuos Robin. Tell me about things and stuff.
I have a question to start with.
Sure.
On these banner mods, is there anything like Jeffrey's tubes?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people have to get around. The little servers have to get around.
Yeah. Just when no one's looking, he just pops into one, and is making his way to the captain's quarters.
Yeah. You
all the
walk
while
by.
just like mildly humming Black Fox by Heather Dale.
All right. Haven't heard that in a long time. Anyway. So yeah, you are as you're walking through the equivalent of the Jeffries tubes, you walk by and there are two servitors beeping at each other, and they lock sensors with you as you walk by and they just watch you go, and they go back to whatever they were doing.
I turn back around. Because now I'm out in the open, essentially. And I'm going to take a moment, because I'm feeling cheeky. And I am correct that most Shuos are kind of puckish.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to take some electrical tape and a Sharpie to both of these servers. One of them is now going to be labeled 1812. And the other one I'm going to name Herbie.
Okay.
You two lads behave. Otherwise, I'll have to modify you.
Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep, beep.
All right. Have fun. Don't cause too much trouble. I'll see you around.
Okay. There's just a pause and just back to work.
Future plans. But yeah, no, with my trusty screwdriver, I am going to make my way through a side panel in one of these Jeffries tubes, and then try and get into the captain's quarters via the ceiling.
All right. You are approaching the captain's quarters. The captain is currently drunk and passed out over their desk.
Damn it. Oh. Of course. You'd be inconveniently incompetent. Supposed to be conveniently incompetent. I wonder. Oh, no.
You can still
This
get their
is-
console. It's just that you have to navigate their being drunk like over their desk.
No. This is what we like to say in the industry is an opportunity.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and quietly enter. And if nothing goes wrong, I'll just get access to the console. It'll be in, out, no problem. If all of a sudden in their drunken stupor they actually recognize me, I have a plan.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll
So,
just
World's your
infiltrate
oyster.
and just like quietly move. And since I didn't know beforehand, but now I do, Shuos Robin's shadow is very particular. It's the infinity symbol to the infinite power. It almost looks fox-like. And goes over and sort of looming over the passed out captain, just reaches past, starts fiddling with the console.
Okay. The last thing on the console was one of those like very like BuzzFeed type, like, you know, what kind of hawk are you kind of like tests, like, you know.
Just like judging. Oh. But yeah, I'm going to just go reach past, like, we'll tap that to the side. I need to actually get to your records. Let's see here. Yeah, I want something that has at least, this feels like confidential level of security.
Yeah, there actually is a lot of confidential material on this console. Actually, maybe too much for a captain of a moth. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of like things that have been flagged.
Oh, I'm just going to make this so much easier for me. I'm going to at least attempt to. I'm just going to switch access to a bunch of these confidential things over to Rahul Graydon.
Yeah, sure. You know, let's make a roll for that to switch them over to Rahul Graydon.
Awesome.
Because your augment was here, and that probably would be much easier. But yeah, let's do the Shuos thing.
I'm innocent of everything. Me spying? Never. So my signifier edge is called All is Fair. So I'm going to use that.
All right.
And I'm going to also tag loyalty to the Hexarchy. So I'll have 4 dice.
All right.
Because I am not abiding by hierarchy at all in this.
Nah.
And my other edge is I can talk my way out of anything. 3 successes and no 6s. What the
Wow.
hell?
Wow. You're doing great.
Robert's got
Absolutely.
luck.
Absolutely. As you take all this hyper confidential material, and it's all actually under the purview of Raw Hall Graydon. Just bloop, bloop,
Yeah,
bloop,
just
bloop.
no, this is all his.
Just on in the sidebar somewhere, Raw Hall Graydon is seeing a bunch of accesses like pop up on their augment. Just blip, 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 blip.
But also while I'm in here and at it, I'm going to try and like put into like not quite the ads, but the pop-ups on the console for the captain, a bunch of self-help stuff. Anti-inflammatory diets, like all this good, healthy things.
Yeah,
Love it.
absolutely.
Also, again, I think she's lonely. Let's also like quickly just while I'm here, I'm already here. Get her dating profile set up.
Oh, so yeah, she has a dating profile.
Okay, we're gonna fix that because I'm certain she hasn't put things proper.
It's the equivalent of dude with big fish profile.
Oh no.
Yeah. We're gonna fix this, but I'm going to take this profile from where the captain has placed it. No. Now, like opening one of the files, like, yeah, where are we headed? Want to know the planet? Okay, we're going to that planet. Cool. Let's access the extranet for that planet. Are there farmers on this planet?
Yeah, there are farmers on this planet.
Yeah.
Think about this planet though. Just real quick, is that this planet, at least officially, was put under interdict 20 years ago.
Oh, this is even more delightful. We can definitely make her a connection.
We're putting her on farmers only. Is that what's happening here?
Yes. On this interdicted planet. It's gonna be great. Also gonna find all the sexy pictures and set this up.
Yeah, I mean,
and if I need to, I'm going to modify a picture and put them in a cowboy hat.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you're gonna have to do some modification here because, like, they're all not great pictures. Like I said, this is definitely the guy who's holding big fish account. None of these pictures are great. I
am certain in Shuos Academy that like sophomore year is just Photoshop. So yeah, no, we're gonna fix all this up. Take out those blemishes, proper highlighting and lighting. Yeah, no. You look great.
But what are you doing about the big fish photo? She is a hunter or like a outdoors person.
We're modifying the big fish photo.
Okay.
We're going to make the fish even bigger. Give it better teeth.
Fish is bigger.
The fish is bigger and more vicious looking. And we're going to make it so that her biceps look even more impressive.
Amazing.
All right, great.
Okay, this like I know Ko's not in this room with me, but I can just feel my fellow Shulos nodding in approval.
Yeah. He's like, nice.
Yeah. This is right. And no. Before I leave, I need to set up you a Farmville account and have that what you wake up to. And there. Okay, and my work here is done. I just slip out. Get back into Jeffries too. I have other places to go now. Now I need to use this wonderful network to find all the places where if I was going to take this ship out, the places I would put all the volatile compounds and possible explosives.
Well, the only explosive you're really like getting a read on are the Kel like grade explosives in the armory. There isn't but there is potentially something of a note in the commissary. Because it's flat because it's flagged. It's like it was flagged as something, but that flag was taken off, and it's in the commissary now.
What was the flag previously?
It's gone. It's just straight gone. It's like there was a spot like in the form on the manifest where the flag was, because that field doesn't appear unless there was a flag.
Okay. Well,
but now the flag is missing, but the field is blank, which would be a clerical error. But you know what you're looking for.
No. Let's just go to the commissary again through my usual methodology. If I happen to spook somebody, fine. I'm wearing the red. At this point, things have gone so awry, I can just go boogity boogity boo. And just like quietly, casually keeping to the shadows, drop down into the commissary. And if I was going to hide something in this place, I'm just going to go immediately to that spot.
So where you drop down in the commissary, there is a note and a candy bar that says, "Hey, Co, here's your candy."
Okay.
That's not the thing that was flagged. That's just like clearly there is some sort of anticipatory relationship between Co dropping into the commissary on the regular.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely legitimate. I mean, again, cardio is important. Yeah. Especially when you have his sweet tooth. Now, let's actually go and look for it at the places where if I was going to, smuggle something, where I would put it.
Right. So you go to the back of the you go to the very back of the commissary. There are some boxes. They are all labeled by Hexarchid standards except for Un.
What's in it?
All right, so you open the box. It is a steel. It is a well, it looks to be a steel box. It's much lighter than that. Some sort of composite material. It has that metallic sheen to it. It is not marked at all, unlike every other box in here. When you pop the seals on it, it is dozens of little circular tubes filled with little round white pieces of gum.
Ooh, contraband. Well, we're going to have fun with this. Just like close it up. I'm just going to leave a singular tube underneath one of the other boxes. I'm going to take my screwdriver and quickly scrawl into one of the other boxes the Shuos clan symbol. Thank you for your donation. And then leave it.
Okay.
And now, through the Jeffries tubes with my ill-gotten gains, I'm headed through the ceiling and the tubes back to the diplomat's quarters because I have something to drop off.
I think Graydon was still there when he was having this conversation. So, yeah, as Graydon is looking at all this, all this stuff he shouldn't be looking at, probably.
Well, he tries to resist for a moment, but it's like,
you're still here, just like from a shadow.
It's just like starting to open a. It's like, what? Oh,
guess what I found in the commissary.
What did you find in the commissary?
Gum, lots.
Oh heck.
I think this goes underneath the couch. Yeah. No, that's perfect amount of space. And nope, no one's
have any idea who might have put it there? could have been
someone who has access to the commissary's manifests.
right. So my first guess would be the quartermaster, but
Oh, that definitely the first guess. But again, anyone who has access to the primary manifest is a suspect. The captain is worse off than I thought, and you should have access to everything that was flagged confidential now.
oh, I wondered why there seemed to be rather more files here than I was expecting
there
to
was
see.
just so many, and I was kind of in a hurry, so I just gave everything to you.
I see. Right. Well,
Again, she was just passed out drunk right there on her desk, and I had to make it quick.
Right. I see. Well, your efforts are appreciated. Perhaps,
Well, I figured they would be.
Yes, you can help me determine which file in all of this morass are the ones we're looking for.
Oh, I'm certain every single one is one you're looking for, just not necessarily the one in the thread that you're looking for.
Right. I see. All right. Well, we have time.
Again, this ship is littered with a multitude of sins. Just enjoy and try not to go completely unhinged when you find all of the sins.
Right. Well, one does one's best. I'm gonna be doing sort of a deeper interrogation in about half an hour.
Don't let me stop you.
Minutes.
Just definitely keep your eye on any internal comm traffic. I didn't just abscond with the box. I may have left a message. So
I see.
whoever is in charge of the box is probably going to freak out within the next hour.
Okay. So that'll at least point us in some direction or other and can help.
I'm expecting things are going to get really weird and stressy here in about an hour, 3 hours.
Understood. Well, more stressed than usual. Then you're saying?
Oh no! This level of contraband going missing and leaving the Shuo symbol with "Thank you for your donation" tends to get people to panic.
It does occur to you, does it not, that you've just drawn a rather big target on yourself and your compatriot?
Oh yeah, but there's always a target on us.
I see. All right. Well, I then wish you the best of luck in dodging the new problems that are about to be flooding your way.
The thing is, when the problems are this many, there are just so many targets, and crossfire is the best cover.
I'm not sure how it is that Shuo's Academy gets you to think at right angles to reality, but I'll take your word for it that that's the case.
There are just so many heretics and so many sinners. All you have to do is kick the hornet's nest a little bit, and then the hornets go after termites, termites go after the ants, and at the end of it all, the anteater gets to have a feast.
Well, true, provided there's, the anthill doesn't stretch further than the anteater realizes.
What? Then there's more ants. Tongue's big enough.
You get enough of them, it can be a problem. Well, before we butcher this metaphor any further, I will just mention, as I'm sure you already know this, but just as a reminder, please keep an eye. You may want to, if you can, just keep an eye, watch out for Scarlet Humphrey and possibly Narailan also.
Okay.
Those are the ones thus far that I've found on the tree that I've been looking at.
Fair enough. I'll start fiddling
On
around
this ship.
with that, but again, that's not as concerning as the fact that the planet that we're going to has been interdicted for a number of years.
And now someone will need to explain to Jim what interdiction means.
Quarantined.
Ah, excellent.
Militarily.
Oh dear. Well. Yes. Well, or perhaps if there's an anomaly, they're worried something's going to either get in or get out, and that might be what they're up to. The ones who are not supposed to be on this ship are up to.
Possibility, but there's also a lot of lonely farmers on that planet and a robust internet. Made certain to make sure that the captain has a number of dates lined up once we get there.
Well, I suppose if it's for her well-being.
I mean, with that amount of stress, I'd be at least going out for drinks.
All right. Well, we'll
just casually blowing our operational security by letting everybody know that the very publicly known captain of this very publicly existing ship is on its way. It's fine.
All right. Well,
the captain's already in over their head in a myriad of sins. Might as well just add one to the list.
Well, I suppose we'll see what. I suppose we'll probably end up seeing what happens when those dominoes fall. That's unfortunate. Wait. There, I sense a presence.
Well, I caused enough chaos that now there's electrical chaos.
Phoebe, are you there? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hi.
Pay no attention to what's underneath your couch.
Yes.
Oh
God.
Hi, PB. I told the group, that you were off to take a shower to wash off the social stink of the events of last game. So you can. Some people are in the diplomat's quarters. So you can pop out whenever you like.
Well, I will just check in before we go through. First of all, if you would let folks know who you are and who you're playing. If you're ready.
Hi, I'm PB, and today I'm playing on the floor. She, her pronouns.
Excellent. If folks want now, I realized actually we are roughly sort of half point. Did we want to do a break soon, or do we want to just keep going on? I'm good either way.
Certainly. Let's take a break we can bring PB up to speed.
Yeah, let's do that, and also I can get some water.
Yeah. Excellent. Yes, hydration is important.
Sounds good.
Hydration is important. I'm going to throw on an interview while we're off, and when we return, we shall have our hunting back, and we will see what happens. See you folks soon. Welcome to the break. I have Lindy here to talk to us a bit. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming and having a little chat with us.
Thanks for having me.
I just wanted to sort of dig in and find out. You do quite a bit of RPG streaming and what have you nowadays, yes. And I just wanted to find out what started the whole thing. How did you get into tabletop gamery?
So as of now, I'm an addict, but it started. One of my coworkers said, "Hey, do you want to play a D&D game? And I said, yes, I have wanted to for probably a decade now, but the timing has never worked out. And so we had the same shifts, so we had the same days off, so we were able to make a group. I was hooked instantly, and then when I moved to a different state, I didn't have my group anymore, so I went on to Roll20, joined the first random group I saw, and I'm still playing with them 4 years later. And then at some point I was Twitch streaming video games. It's like, might as well just put the D&D show on there as well, since we're playing anyways. All I'll do is just throw it on OBS. And that's basically what got me started, is me going, might as well try this.
Nice. So what did you start out playing initially? What kind of character?
I started, my first ever character was a half-elf bard named Alora, and it was a very typical bard, but her instrument was the bagpipes, because she was adopted by a dwarven clan. And I loved her. She's very near and dear to my heart.
I think one of the happiest things for me that has come about from the whole being able to play musical instruments in these games thing has been the addition of the bagpipes to the list of available instruments.
Yes, I can't play any musical instruments in real life, so I was like, I'm going to play the bagpipes, the best instrument, as a bard. Also, my DM wouldn't let me have a hurdy-gurdy, so he's like, no, you're not doing a hurdy-gurdy. So I was like, bagpipes? And he's like, fine.
Just the sheer idea. I'm trying to think how that even just as a bard, I guess when you're playing bagpipes, is there
not very stealthy?
It's like because I'm to a certain extent, I seem to recall that when they were used, sort of initially, it was kind of to put fear into the enemy, so I'm just trying to figure out how that
lots
goes
of bagpipes, and she used limericks to dish out her bardic inspiration. So there was much fear had by all.
That's just too good. That's just way too good. But you, I will briefly diverge to mention that I've had like a couple of characters now who ended up with bagpipes, and it was, I think there is one that was that I never played. I played as in sort of an off-stream game where he wasn't even a bard. He just happened. I took a background where he had the ability to play a musical instrument. He was a monk, and so I just based him off that. Have you seen that heavy metal bagpiper on YouTube? Yeah, I based him off that guy pretty much. And he just basically went around being as annoying as possible to people and then beating them up. That was essentially
it works. It's very effective.
But so you got into streaming. It sounds like it was more sort of a natural progression from the fact that you'd already been doing video game streaming and you'd already been doing stuff over Roll20. So what were the first sort of streams you remember doing that were RPG-ish?
We were halfway through the very first campaign I was ever GMing. We were halfway through Curse of Strahd, and I said, no one's gonna watch anyways. We don't have to start a new campaign. We'll just pick up halfway in, and if people have questions, I'll do my best to answer them. But people watched it. I was like, this is weird. Why are people watching this? We've got our gunslinger out here seducing every hag in Barovia, and why are people here? But we had a blast. My goal was just to have fun with my friends, and if people hung out and watched and had fun too, that was just a bonus. So that was kind of just how the first campaign happened. And then after that, I was like, okay, maybe I should make an overlay for this. And the second campaign was Out of the Abyss.
Nice. Now I'm actually not as familiar with what's in Out of the Abyss. Curse of Strahd I actually played a little bit of once. But is that what's Out of the Abyss about? If you want to talk about
Underdark. You're basically kidnapped and dragged down to the Underdark, and the Abyss kind of ruptures and opens up a bit and starts pouring out into the Underdark, and you're like, oh no, demons! And you have to figure out a way to get the characters invested enough to go back into the Underdark after they escape to slay the demons. In my opinion, not the best module, but I had it. I'd gotten it for Christmas, and so damn it, I was going to run it. We had fun, but we definitely enjoyed Curse of Strahd more, I think.
So, what approach do you usually take when you start adapting modules for use in your campaigns? Do you like just try to do them point for point, or do you do more of the Cuisinart method? What do you do?
So I read through the whole book first. That's at least what I like to do, and then I go, okay, what is my group just not going to buy into? Because I've been playing with the same group for 4 years now, so I'm pretty familiar with what they're going to hate and what they're going to love. So I'll go through and I'll take out anything I know they're just not going to be interested or not going to like, and I'll tweak things a little bit and be like, oh, well, I think they'd think an aboleth in this lake would be really cool. And just I keep the main overarching stuff, and I keep a lot of the same things, but I really only read through it once and then skim just before session. So it's very improv heavy, even though we are following the main plot and quest line of the book. There's going to be a lot of stuff in NPCs that may not be in the book or have changed severely from the book. We just have fun. So that's what's important.
Awesome, excellent. I think we're gonna talk more about the various different shows that you've participated in a little bit in a separate one of these interviews. But in the meantime, if folks want to find your stuff online, where should they go?
Okay, so they can follow me online at LaughLoveLindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Mostly Twitter and Twitch. I'm behind on YouTube, and I have a feeling I will perpetually be behind on YouTube. But all the past stuff's on there for the most part, so check that out.
Being behind on YouTube is a definite mood. I can definitely identify with that, as are, I'm sure, plenty of the folks who watch this channel. But awesome. Well, folks, thank you very much for watching, and we will catch you next time. Farewell. We have returned. Hello. Yeah, I think we were just having a conversation in the diplomatic quarters that I was preparing to leave.
Yes. As Andon Floor came out of the sonic shower.
It's like, as you know, the metaphorical papers are shuffling, and you guys are, prepping to leave. And then Flora comes out, and is this a world, a society that is like uber modest, or does no one care about that?
Well, I would say it goes by faction. You might not be so modest while someone else would.
But would it be seen as heretical?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that it's not about modesty in the society. It's about other bullshit rules.
That's absolutely fair. So Andon Floor comes out in her fluffy but not very large towel, and comes out and sees that company is still here, and it's like, oh, I see you're both still here.
Oh my gosh!
I look around and I see the tile, a loose tile, a shoeos with a screwdriver, and the welcome plate empty. And I'm like, well, it seems you guys have been busy.
Yes, definitely do not check underneath your couch.
Dang it. Apologies on the floor. I'm just going to be just heading off. I have to go interrogate someone, but I'm sure Shuos Robin can bring you up to speed on anything you might need to know. Excuse me, please. And Graydon is going to start hustling out of the room.
Run for your life.
His eyes cast down.
Bit high jumpy. I like.
I mean, I've known him all of 10 minutes. He seems like a Rahal. And then I just give you a look. Go ahead.
Rahal are typically, more put together. They like to do the entire sort of like stoic, intimidating authority figure thing.
I mean, considering the circumstances. And I give you a look up and down. Well, you've been busy. What have you found?
Captain had access to an awful lot of confidential documentation, more so than Captain normally would aboard a Moth of this size. Also, definitely the pressure of command getting to them to the point where they're drunk and passed out on their desk. And so drunk and passed out on their desk, they didn't notice me just looming over them and changing all of the security codes.
That's definitely a concern.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had it in.
But I did update their dating profile.
Oh, I'm sure it was abysmal. Just hearing about the man.
The fish was not impressive.
The fish.
Yeah, but fun fact, we're going to a planet that's been interdicted for multiple years. That's where the investigation's supposed to happen. They have a robust internet and a lot of farmers, including farmers that are definitely looking for love.
An interesting pool to pull from, but I mean, Better than
need
nothing.
somebody that would be interested in the damn fish. Excuse me.
That's fair. I did have
Also-
a.
One last thing. I'm certain that you have very important things to say and do, and possibly seduce. But yeah, there was a discrepancy on the commissary's manifest. Definitely contraband. Do not, again, check underneath your couch, and there's absolutely nothing under there. However, that being said, there's probably going to be some sort of social explosion happening here in about an hour, 2 hours. People are going to be very, very stressed. I'm certain you can take advantage of it.
2 hours. Well, I had an enlightening conversation with the chief medical officer,
Oh, good.
and they definitely seem to be up to the task of
that seems
taking up the mantle. Whether they like it or not, they understand it's the best for this little journey. And if we are heading to a planet that is under interdiction, that would make sense to at least put them in charge. Well, are you going to leave? That's and like at this moment, like I'm on like the bed and like lotioning up, you know, like how as one does after a shower. And it's like, are you going to leave that whatever you left under that cushion, or are you going to deal with it yourself?
Oh, because of the rules and also how the Kel absolutely abide by all of them, your room, unless there is a beyond a reasonable doubt, can't be searched.
Don't make this a habit. And with that, I'll go over to the wardrobe, and you say the captain is passed out at the moment, and an ETA as to when they may be back up.
Considering the level of sluggishness, I'm expecting they're going to be vomiting in about 3 hours when they come to. They won't necessarily be able to handle any sort of company for probably 6.
That might work in my advantage, though, in an attempt to get them to step down, or at least plant the seed. You know, with those types, always
yeah,
best to make it their
there's going to be-
idea.
So
There's going to be an emergency that happens sooner or later that's going to necessitate the bridge crew trying to contact the captain, which is going to show them for being, inebriated beyond reason. So you have your excuse for having the chief medical officer take over.
So, Shields Robin, could you give me a role? It's kind of like a very Shield specific role, given like an order of operations sort of thing. Given now you've now put all that information out, like one by one.
Certainly. What would that role like? Again,
It's more like game or social dynamics, because those are kind of intertwined in the Shuos.
I would like to tag all is fair.
Yep.
This is not about like abiding by the hexarchy or respecting hierarchy, but I feel like the gamesmanship of I can talk myself out of anything counts. So 4 dice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Two successes, no 6s.
All right, you're on a roll. So you've laid all this out, and sometimes it really takes talking about, even now you're not talking about the exact problem. Sometimes it takes talking about a thing to lay out a problem out loud. And it's like the captain is so drunk, they might get up and throw up in 3 hours, and they won't be ready for 6. But given her level of stress, and also what some protocol dictates, if she ends up in a place where she needs to be on shift, she might give herself a heart attack, putting in her, like, injecting combat stims to be bridge ready, depending on when she wakes up.
the problem will solve itself, is what you're telling me.
Potentially. There now, that's a. If you want to try and shift that, do you want to not do anything and see? Like that's a thing that has now occurred to you. Like,
again, you are more of an expert on Shuos than I am. I have a question for you.
sure.
Would I care?
If you care, if it was an operating piece on the board, yes, because you could potentially get over there and dose her with something, or do whatever you want to exacerbate the situation. If your goal is to get her relieved as neatly as possible.
I'm more along the lines of, let's let the calendar decide. Like,
Okay,
if
yeah.
the captain
Jesus.
himself, like, what? Why am I to intervene?
Sure.
That just expedites everything that I think needs to happen.
Yeah, just let you know that's a possibility because I have I have a clock for it. In fact,
But again, my entire mission has been scrubbed. And at this point, all I care about is my own and the Hexarchy's survival. Everyone on this ship is expendable.
right?
Cool.
Well, then I guess I shall prepare for this social explosion.
Just one quick question.
I'm holding out like 2 outfits. Yes.
How moral are you?
As moral as the situation requires.
You might want to intervene, otherwise the captain's likely going to kill themselves. But they will be forever in your debt if you do intervene.
To check one thing real quick about how much I would care.
I love that this is a metric. Like, because of how Floor is delaying, Robin's having feelings. Conflicted feelings.
Maybe my dad. Which would be good on one hand. On the other, and you see me almost using the 2 outfits I'm comparing the try on or the put on for this event, almost as making the choice as to whether or not I'm going to go for the captain or not.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, we'll see if and I end up choosing the second outfit, and I'll see. And as I start putting on, I'll say, well.
Yes, that is funny. Someone did mention that there is a mechanic for level of assimilation because your clock determines how assimilated you are into the empire. So, you can take that as you will. There actually is a metric for how many fucks do you get.
Yeah, and turns out not that many.
Robin's having so many conflicted emotions right now.
As I start to take the outfit off of the I'm assuming extremely complicated hanger that they have now in the future to make sure that nothing creases or folds. As I start taking the outfit off, I say, well, we'll see if I get there in time, but And that's all you really get. And I
Well-
start getting dressed.
Don't rush on my. Catch you later. Politely leaves, but kind of lingers at the door for a second and then walks away.
I finished getting dressed, but it takes a while. It's a lot of buttons in oddly inconvenient spots. But it's where they look the best, so I guess. So it just takes a while for her to get dressed. So you would like to go over to somebody else?
Sure. Narai Taste.
Oh boy.
You have, you've been sitting here, you've been gnawing on this equation.
Would it? Do I have? I don't really have any idea at this point. I mean, I have my edge. I am good at computer, but I don't know how long it would take to get through this. I was going to say, would it make sense for me to call in external processing capacity?
Yes.
All
Yes. Jim, can we get? Do you still have a link to the image of the equation from last week?
Yeah, let me see if I can grab it real quick. Because I think I put it in a folder. I shall investigate.
I feel like I'm seeing I'm moving a large file in old school Windows or something, and it's the progress bar is just kind of hanging, and I'm just like,
That's fair.
should probably speed this up a little bit.
Okay. Yes, I've got it.
I don't know exactly what it's for. It was going to be like coordinates or something, right? Or something about the cylindrical space around the fortresses.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The thing was I haven't told you what it's supposed to find.
Right.
But
You said it was important, so
yes.
So I'm just like, okay, well,
And
I mean, this is my bailiwick.
I just want Rahal wants to make sure it's not one of the cylindrical spaces around the fortresses. But if it is, then that means there are more problems.
Okay, so
the other thing he thinks it is, there are other problems.
Yeah,
I feel like my options right now are to pull in computation power from the grid, which may or may not be compromised because I've been repeatedly told to trust no one. Or I could chunk up the problem and pass it to fellow Nirai, which is maybe another level of trust no one. But I just had this dream about where I was insisting that my faction has got my back and I've got theirs and stuff. So I think maybe I'll just kind of if there's like a I don't know, like a shipwide Nirai chat room or something, or just like a some separate frequency that we can all communicate on. Nirai doing Nirai stuff, if I could go back to the Nirai lounge that I hung out in before, and just kind of go up to the whiteboard and just kind of turn around and be like, hey, I've been tasked with a real difficult computation. I was wondering if I could get some augment volunteers here to help me with it.
I suppose. Sure.
All right. I stopped trying to compute. I stopped trying to compute the computation and just put my augment on how to break it up into smaller pieces to distribute. Do a distributed computation here.
Sure.
And I see how many volunteers I get.
All right. Yeah. People are like, oh man. So some are like, I'm busy. Some are like, ooh, an equation. Yeah.
Yeah. Math.
I'm on it. So, with that, you can take a 1 die bonus from the equipment of the other Nirai.
Okay.
And you can make your roll to try and solve this.
Okay, this is like the second roll I've done in this entire thing, so you're gonna have to walk me through it again. I'm gonna use my signifier, which stands for tenacity and tunnel vision. My downward burrowing moth signifier, and my edge, which is I am good at computer. So that's so. How many do I start with?
You get 3 for existing, you get 2 for
Okay.
your signifier, and then you get 1 for every other edge that you use.
Okay, so that's 6, and then plus an extra because of
For
the
equipment.
for the equipment.
Yeah.
Okay, I only have 6 dice in front of me, so I'm gonna have to re-roll one of these. But give me a second.
Just
I
keep
should
note
bring.
of your 1s and 6s.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna bring more upstairs. All right, so I've got a 1. I've got no 6. I've got 3 5s for some reason. I've got no 6s, so I got a 1 here. Let me just re-roll one of these and see if I can get another. Nope. I got 1 success, no 6s.
Okay. It is a set of coordinates. It does not say. Okay, it says it has a label that corresponds to a site designation that you would need an encoded manifest, an encoded basically an encoded database for that. Rahul Graydon definitely does not have access to because he's already done anyway.
Okay, well, I'll just that was actually pretty quick once we all put our heads together. That's what they teach us at Nurai Academy is we can knock down pretty much any problem if we work together. So go team, good job, friends. And I passed the solved equation back to Graydon via the via augment. I just message you, I PM you. And then if we're getting close to this interrogation time or whatever, then I should probably head over there.
Probably, yeah.
I'll bring my little briefcase of instruments.
Good.
And yeah.
Rahul Graydon.
So if I receive the coordinates, I am going to take a quick look to see what part of space that's in.
Yeah, well, don't you know?
no.
It's right where where it's near where you definitely now know you're going.
Okay.
I don't know how many of those files I've looked at, but I wasn't trying to. I was trying to find just the. What I was trying to do is find among those files is just find the one that looks like it's the one about the mission, and then deliberately not open it, but just sort of just so I know where it is. But does even just sort of that much of a glance did that much tell me where I was going?
Yeah, it's definitely in the same ballpark as
oh boy,
where you're going. So
so yeah, it's everything is terrible. And so are we going anywhere near the Fortress of Pearled Hopes or the Fortress of what the hell are the other ones? Pearled Hopes, Shattered Needles, and then the other one was
Scattered Needles, yeah.
Yes, scattered needles, right? And then the other one was
Spent shot coins.
Bramble Fortress.
Yeah, Bramble Fortress. Yep. And
those were the 3.
Yep.
So anywhere near any of those?
Yeah, your current course is definitely going to take you past Bramble Fortress. Like, so weird.
Oh hell. Yeah. Okay. You see, the unfortunate thing is Jim has made a realization that Rahul Graydon has not about
why not
the occurrences at Bramble Fortress. God, cans of worms. Oh boy. So it is actually near there, and we're going to Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, this whole thing is no. Okay. Yeah, which means then unfortunately this means that which I guess correctly, Graydon is now assuming that the Black Cradle is involved with this. So he doesn't know what part of the conspiracy it is, but he now believes that it's part of the conspiracy. And so that's more problems. Okay, good. Everything's fine. I'm sure everything's fine. Yeah, so it basically just falls much more into the category of stuff I'm really not supposed to know about. That's really what it falls into.
We have a lot of that now.
Yeah. So much now that it's just like, look at the little cork board I've set up in my on my Augment, and looking at the other things, all these more files, and then it's like, this is going to take too long. Yeah, it's so yeah, basically that means that we have terrible trouble at this point, because we have the might of an entire let's be frank here. It's this entire possibility of conspiracies within two factions, possibly three conspiracies within three factions that are now coming up on us. So that's wonderful. That's really wonderful. So Graydon is going to be in this mindset of not abject panic, but because he has his folksy aphorisms to fall back on, that you never are given more than you can handle. But he is concerned. So that he will appear somewhat concerned to anyone who now enters a security room Theta, I believe I called it.
Yep. That sounds right.
So I walk in, kind of swinging my briefcase. I'm like, so you get that thing I sent you?
I'm staring at the wall, and my wolf is staring back at me. My shadow is staring back at me, and we're having some serious. I seem to be in a staring contest with my shadow right now.
Okay, if you don't say anything, I'm just like, okay, well, hope it helped, and I just start setting my shit up.
I'm sorry, folks. Please pause. Maybe clip that, because that's some Battlestar Galactica level nonsense that just happened. Like, just picture that, and have just quietly in the background all along the watchtower playing. Okay.
Yeah.
It is true.
Graydon is just like, yes, helped.
Oh, okay, good.
You all right?
Oh, yeah. There's maybe a little trace of kind of sadness about taste right now, but like I just kind of shake it off. I'm just like,
Yeah.
No, do what we gotta do, right?
Yeah. No, that's, we can't. Can't stop doing what we can't stop doing our duty, because then we know what's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot going on. And there's this is it's very big. There's very big. There's a lot.
Okay. You need me to call anybody, or you're on it?
I don't know if there's anyone to call at this point.
Oh,
There.
that's great. Cool.
It's difficult to say. It's difficult to say. Potentially. It's this is ultimately. I'm just seeing that this project may take quite a while to unravel. Quite a while. Quite a while.
Just big sigh. Like, man, I'm not going back to my rivets anytime soon, am I?
So yes, sorry. Yes, we're setting up. Yes, good. Glad. Just waiting for our doctrine officer to Rahalo, and we'll get started. You brought the device, yes?
The
little
yeah,
one, yeah.
yeah.
Transmitter. Good.
Right here. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. I hope you've recorded all that you can about it, because I don't know if we're going to have it in a moment. But hopefully.
Well, I logged my observations.
Good. I don't know. We may still have it. I don't know, but I'm just gonna glance over it. Does it still feel like it's something that could be scried? Yeah. So I'm just sort of look at it. I'm like, yeah. Well, we're gonna show this to Rahul Lowen, and then we'll have another little chat with Kel Blaine.
All right. I'll tune stuff to that whatever that alternate calendar.
Yes. He'll
is.
the doctrine officer might have some questions about that alternative calendar. Maybe.
Okay.
Just be yourself. Just be yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always the best thing to do. Always the best approach. Yes.
I'm sensing a little, I don't say it out loud. I'm sensing a little unsureness and in here. I'm just like,
yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, exactly. I agree.
Yes. And so we're probably just going to sit here being weird and awkward until until the doctrine officer arrives.
Yeah, I just busy myself with my instruments. This thing takes 2 seconds to set up, but I'm just kind of messing around with it and pretending that I'm still doing it. Hollow, you are muted.
Yeah. Oh.
There it is. Yeah. All right. So you don't take long to wait for the doctrine officer to arrive. They are wearing a gray robe with a with like a bronze runner on it, and gray blooming pants with bronze slippers.
Oh, excellent. All right. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. I believe if they've done their job, then Gilblain should be in the next room, but just wanted to show you first that device that we had talked about. If you'd care to take a look.
I suppose let's take a look. Let's take a look. What we have here?
This thing seems to look
lay it out.
Scryable to me. So perhaps you can we can see if you concur, and go ahead and set it in front of him.
He has rank. He probably can make a lot of successes without blowing himself up.
Not even doing this with backup, just doing it himself.
No, he's just
I think we're the
More
only
like he's-
Rahal on the ship.
Let's see. Yeah, he will tag his signifier that I'm the eyes of the Hexarchate. He is just kind of poking at you. You feel great, and he's not like trying to scry. He's sort of
Yeah.
poking at it from the outside. Feels like a kill to me.
Yeah. This was that was in possession of Keldanis. And I suspect that's what's there's part of it's, well, I expect it's transmitting, that it's that material that's in there we analyzed is same base material as used for the gum.
You know, it's a curious thing because of the effects of the calendar. Every faction has a feel about their mind. It's like the casing for all the knowledge they've learned, except the damn Shuos. That's damn foxes.
They are.
Like they're crazy or something.
They are rather slippery when it comes to it, So as you can see, this is a thing that this is just no little pocket radio, you see. So I suspect that again we might find more of these on board. It's unusual. It's God, no, this was part of the report. I'm going to try to appear to innocently drop this information because Graydon unfortunately still believes in the system and unfortunately still thinks that this guy is a target and he's trying to give him the ammunition to protect himself. So, Graydon says, yeah, it comes from, oh God, I need to,
the planet?
I'm trying to
Vis?
see if Vis, yeah. Was it Vis?
Yeah. Vis or Vis or what?
Yeah. Comes from the gum tree on planet Vis, it says. Very specific region anyway.
He's got that look like, I know what you're talking about. Why do you know what you're talking about? But
see, and again, it's Graydon, probably not very well, is trying to make it look like he's just giving him more information without realizing the import of it. But I'm going to assume that Graydon's not going to be very good at concealing the fact that he knows more.
You can try to roll against him to conceal it.
I'm going to try. This is just me being innocent in trying to be forthright. Unfortunately, I probably don't have much to do with this. I don't have much I can put toward this because this is not the honesty. Honesty is his thing. It's what is it? 3 dice to start.
Yep.
And let's see. The system works best when the truth is applied is my heresy. I don't think I get anything for that. I can't remember. But that's a thing that let's see. Maybe the cacophony ends. My edge might come into play here because I'm trying to help resolve things a little bit. So I could get a die from that. And people not being tools. My public edge, people are not tools; they are instruments. I don't think I can. Yeah, I'm not trying to play him. So this is exact. I mean, I am, but I'm not.
Well, I mean, you are, because you're
I
like,
am,
you
yeah.
definitely don't want them to know that you are involved in the, like, you know,
Yeah.
you have any like real knowledge of any of this. You're just,
Yeah.
I'm just sharing, but you're not.
Yeah.
You have
I am
intimate
trying to
knowledge
play him
into-
like an instrument. Oh God,
Yeah.
I'm such a hypocrite. So I can grab from that, and I think that's all I can do here.
Sure. Yep.
So that's 5. That's 5 dice.
Get your 1s and 6s.
I'm looking for 1s and 6. Oh boy. Okay, hang on.
Uh-oh.
That's always a great
Oh
sign.
boy. Oh no. Well, I have a 1 and I have 2 6s.
All right. Tick that clock.
Finally, at last,
Clock
finally,
goes up.
assimilation. I am now up to a 2.
So,
But you did succeed.
He actually rolled very poorly. He rolled a bunch of 6s.
Oh my God.
So you fool him. Yeah, you fool him, and he's like, all right, well, right. So, this, right? That's all right.
Oh,
Little-
yeah.
Little backwater. Nothing to be concerned with.
Yes. But yeah, I think the out by actually that's the one out by Scattered Needles, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So out I think by Scattered Needles, but anyway.
Right.
Yeah, but that's in any case. So yeah, not sure exactly what all is involved here, but maybe we can glean more from our subject, perhaps. And you can
Very well.
see sort of the web. Hopefully, we'll be able to see the web that he'll be able to see the web in there that I saw, and you'll sort of see kind of the extent of what we have going on here. It seems like a pretty sophisticated defense mechanism that he absolutely should not have in his head.
It's curious.
And I guess if he's ready, we'll go ahead and go in to see Kel Blaine again.
Yeah. So, just a quick sidebar as you get ready to walk into Kel Blaine's cell. A few things kind of happen around the ship. One, you get a message from Robin, asking, why am I being asked to put Narai in the brig?
Please repeat.
Why am I being asked to put Narai in the brig? Why am I being asked to neutralize Narai? Did you do something? Did I do something?
Who's making
No,
the
of course
request?
not. I didn't do anything.
Who's making the request?
Well, the boss.
Our boss
Yeah.
is requesting that Narai taste be
No, not taste. Just some of the Narai up on the Narai deck.
Oh. That might have to do with all the secure information that I ended up giving Graydon, and
I like
maybe
that guy.
maybe a math problem.
Okay. So technically I did do this, but anyway, never mind. Never mind. I got it. Thanks.
No. Wait.
What?
I have already set a few dominoes in motion. Let's see how certain things play out. And here, I'll make you a deal. If the captain is relieved of duty and or liquidated, then liquidate the Narai.
Okay, but like her heart attack monitor is going off by the by. I mean, I thought as the guy on the bridge, you would also have one. So anyway, bye.
I had to divest myself of certain things. So no. If the heart monitor is already going flatline, then just leave Taste alone. But whoever's on your liquidation list, yeah, like get rid of them.
All right, bet. Bye.
There's just a ping, Graydon, on your augment. Just a heads up. It seems as though the captain will no longer be with us for long. And at the same time, my boss has decided to liquidate a number of the Nurai on this vessel.
Just sort of a pause, and sort of the response you'll hear back over the you'll get back over the augment, which Graydon isn't saying this aloud, but is just
sure.
but you get back on the augment is mother of pearl.
Now, as this is happening, Graydon, I just want you to take note because you're an observant guy that if the captain's heart monitor was going off, shouldn't your fellow Rawhall know and probably be doing something about it?
Yes.
Okay, so
oh God. Oh God. Yeah. And so as we're entering the room, as we're entering the room, Graydon's going to just sort of like, for a second, he's going to like pause and bob for just a brief second back and forth like a scarecrow blowing a little bit in the wind. And we'll say, perhaps given the difficulties with recent, perhaps given the difficulties with recent issues with interrogations, have we did we let the captain know that we're about to go in and do this?
Oh, you're quite right. Thank you for adhering to protocol. I will go,
of course,
speak with the captain. And he smiles a smile, and his beard, like his mustache curls up busy, and he walks off.
Graydon, you seem now over the augment. Graydon, you seem surprised. Is there something that you wish to share with us?
I'm going to. Graydon is going to. He's justifying it to himself that this is not a heresy because surely the Shuas, who were the ones who brought the name of this accursed thing to me in the first place, already know. And I'm just going to send 2 words back to you. Black Cradle.
Now, question, Almighty Calendar.
Oh, yes.
Given my position, my job, what do I know about Black Cradle?
You know that it's a black site, and you know that the Immolation Fox comes out of that site about every 10 to 15 years. Runs a mission, goes back to the little box. The Immolation Fox, who's been dead for 200 years now.
Been dead, yeah, whatever. But so what about the cradle?
You know that it's an Arai black site specifically.
Well, no. I'm just like replying to it. So what about the cradle?
So, by the way, Taysu, you can see this is going on. I don't know if Taysu's already gone in to set up the equipment in that room, but
I would imagine that I'm following you guys, but you suddenly stopped.
Graydon is just sort of standing there, just staring into space, having a conversation in his head again. And his wolf has just sort of sighed and taken up a position across from him again. But
I'm just I'm blissfully unaware of all of this.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on. I'm just holding my
Like-
little brief. I'm holding my like open briefcase thing.
As this is going on, there's just the rising sound of the heavies "How Do You Like Me Now" playing in the background whenever we cut back to Shoeless Robin, as he's now starting to play with a butterfly knife.
Jesus Christ. So I'm just kind of standing behind you, and you're just kind of you suddenly stopped. You were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this yet. Dude left. So I'm kind of like and now you're just staring into space. So I'm just sort of like is everything okay?
Yeah. Just oh yeah. Fine. Just a moment. I need to concentrate for just a moment.
Okay.
And I'm going to just basically my reply. What about the Black Cradle? Says, on our way.
Oh joy. One moment, and please ignore all of the screaming. Just going over like augment to Co. Co, buddy.
Well, you know it's him answering, but he's like, the code you were trying to call is not available right now.
Yeah, that's great. Do you know that we're actually headed towards the cradle?
Fucking with me.
No, I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah, you're too fucking serious for that. Fuck!
Yeah. So I now understand why the Nariah are being liquidated. But there's a few question marks that I have about a lot of the staff on board this ship. And I want you to take a break from the current wet work. And I think we both need to meet up over at the captain's quarters, because I think the necessary wet work that we need to be doing is over there.
Great. I love that for both of us.
Yeah.
I'll
bring
meet you
the
there.
big
Jeffrey's Tubes, Co out.
The big stick. We need to make and as he's moving, negative, we need to make an accident happen.
I'll get my bag.
And as like Robin's passing by like one of those emergency command consoles, I'm just slowly going to stop and augment the plasma flow towards the captain's quarters, and I'm just going to keep doing that per console, so that the gradual buildup of energy, if we need to, I just need to hit a button at the console at the end of the hallway, and the captain's quarters is going to go up like the 4th of July.
Great. I've been waiting for something to reveal this. There is an energy discrepancy on the ship, and you are not venting nearly enough energy as you should be.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
I'm fixing this now, because that's sort of my bag. Like this level of like espionage and causing things to go boom. Yeah, I know how to do that. So we're going to reverse that. And if necessary, wait, I can multitask. All those Narai on that deck that need to be liquidated. Oh, we can do this. This is simple. This is easy.
They can be liquidated or just put in the brig.
No.
Or was there a difference?
When Co says liquidated, it means that chunky salsa.
Salsa.
And I can just going, okay, we're not venting enough energy. I know where all this energy can go. So the Narai deck, that just needs to have a little venting of all this excess energy. Right about now.
All right. Make a roll against another player and another player or another entity, rather.
Oh yeah. So I get my 3. All this fair.
Sure.
I feel like this I'm acting under like loyalty to the Hexarchy.
Yep.
And considering the orders from on high, I'm respecting the hierarchy. So I will be rolling 7 dice.
Yep. Let's see here. This individual will be using their base dice. Then they'll add that I am the best the Academy has ever seen as their signifier.
Uh-oh.
And I was personally trained by Narai Kujin himself as their extra edge.
Uh-oh.
Awesome. Well, I got 5 successes. I did get a 6, so I'm now up to 2. I got 5 1s, a 3, and a 6.
Okay. So you received 1 more success than them. So what happens is your venting is partial,
Okay.
but you do know that someone's acting against you directly.
In
actively,
the system.
In the system.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to do some script kiddie bullshit now.
All right.
Because
As the battle is going on, Floor.
yeah.
So I very casually, just, as one I would normally, just walking in the halls to get to the captain's bay, or the where the captain's passed out drunk right now. And as I'm walking there, I have like my internal clock going of just like, well, if this thing's about to happen in X amount of time, then I probably have like 5 minutes before this happens. So I make sure to just make like extra small talk as I make my way to the bay, to really stretch out those 5 minutes. So I get about to the bay when I think people in there might be panicking. I'm not sure what might be happening as the captain goes into a heart attack. But that's about the time I get there. Enough to like stand in the doorway and see what's going down, and cause a nervousness amongst those dealing with the situation.
Okay. Just want to double check what I heard, that you are going to the bridge first and then the captain's quarters. Is it straight to the captain's quarters? Just want to double check here.
Bridge first, then captain's quarters.
Okay. So when you get to the bridge, it looks so. I'm about to say something absolutely fucked up. So people, if you want to close your ears, mute things, just going to give you that warning now. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So everyone on the deck looks as though they have had a hot 2-helix spring drugged through their bodies.
Okay.
Where they are standing and what is left of the part of the entrails of their body, it just has a dragging coil pattern on the ground, and there might be standing legs or standing feet where they are/were.
Is
Jim, can you tick up the Hexarchic clock, please?
is there is this something I would know about or recognize or understand?
It's definitely an exotic weapon, a pretty fucking serious one. to do this to a human body.
And this is just, this is just way too public for one of the Shuos have done it, right? Like, this is definitely...
If the Shuos were going to do anything at this at all, it'd be with a gun. But
yeah,
like, they'd be shot.
Be like subtle.
okay.
That is overtly extra. Like we
Very
do
messy.
that with our gameplay and social, like stabbing at people. We don't do that with liquidation.
Yeah. And this is the whole bridge, everyone here. As
Make
far
a
as
roll.
I'm not going to walk in, but I will continue to peek in. I don't want to get my shoes dirty.
Okay.
So what did you want me to do?
Yeah, you said you were seeing if it was the whole bridge crew. Make a roll.
What would you like me to roll?
Well, it's a 3D6. You are trying to investigate a scene. So now you would say, does your signifier apply? Does any of your edges apply?
Let's
So,
see.
and you get an additional
Okay.
2d6 for your signifier and a +1 for your edge, if you have one that applies.
Probably no, probably none of them. None of the above what I think count towards this. So it's just a straight 3d6, and I'm looking for it is
Ones. and sixes.
ones.
Ones,
Okay.
for
Ones and
successes,
sixes.
sixes will mark up your clock.
Okay. Hold on, I need to see what that symbol means. Okay. That is 2 successes
Nice.
Great.
and a 3.
There is nothing near the doctrine officer's stand.
Nothing by the doctrines, but something by everybody else. Okay.
Yeah, every other station on the ship, except for like the captain. I mean, but even the captain's there because there was a commanding officer who took their place.
Why?
Or
Okay.
an acting commanding officer because the other commanding officer is dead.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to head off this time with purpose, towards the med bay. And as I'm going, I'm gonna hit comms with first she was Robin, and I'd be like, yeah, we have a little bit of a issue with the people on this ship. The bridge looks like a fucking slaughterhouse. And according to what their entrails look like, I'm assuming this is somebody with a really big, very expensive weapon. Very deliberate. And the only person not there was the doctrine officer. So
Okay.
do with that information as you will. I'm going to inform the other 2.
Make your way to the bay, please. Stay away from the Narai deck. And right now, I'm guessing the person that I'm fighting to not blow up this vessel is the person that cleaned up the bridge. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to save us all.
I switch over and I get Rahul Graydon and the right taste onto the line, and I'm like, all right, it's a little issue here, boys. It appears one of the doctrine officers has gone a little bit rogue.
What do you mean?
The guy that was just here?
Well, at least you're still alive. So
Yeah,
he
was
must
here. We were
not.
about to do an interrogation together.
He must like you. Yes, I would be careful. Is he still there?
No, because he went to check on the captain. He went to tell the captain we were about to start an interrogation.
Well, everyone on the bridge is very much dead, so I go ahead and assume that was a lie. Stay safe. Shuo's Robin at the moment is fighting to not have the ship blown up. Didn't have much time to really describe his situation, but I would suggest not being anywhere near this, officer. I'm heading to the med bay now to secure the next in line.
Okay, be careful.
Careful's my middle name, and I will tap out and take off Graydon off of the call, but I'll keep Tace, and I'll say, and Narai Tace, Shuo's Robin is dealing with some sort of trying to keep the ship from imploding, I think is what he mentioned. If there's anything you can do to help him, not that I'm doubting Shuo's Robin, but I'd much more trust a Narai than a Shuos with computer work.
Graydon is clutching Tace by the shoulders and is trying to say something to him, but go ahead.
I would say that even as you're talking to me, I'm like, if someone, it's like, oh no, the ship is going to blow up or something. I'm pinging the Narai group chat, like, hey guys, is there something wrong with the ship? I'm getting some weird messages. Okay,
it's like, what the hell? Somebody's monitor blew up. Somebody's deck vented.
Okay, so chaos. I'm getting chaos. But oh shit, I better. I take a step like, oh man, I better go help, and then you're grabbing my shoulder. So I'm like, what?
It's a dad blame mousetrap. It's not the way we thought. It's the other way around.
What?
He's maneuvering them into position.
The what? What? Maneuvering what?
The Fowlers.
Oh, okay. I guess...
get out of the way.
I'm just like, I barely have any idea what he's talking about because like they told me about some of the conspiracy stuff, but like I'm not clued into all this very well. So I'm just like, okay, I need to go help. I need to go help the ship.
Okay. Okay.
But let me know. Like I don't know what you're realizing here, but like maybe tell me while I'm walking or something, or warn the people that need to be warned. I don't know. Like she said the people on the bridge were dead. Is that
no.
who's flying the damn ship? I'm just like
question. Autopilot's a wonderful thing.
Right.
I'll pop in again and I'll be like,
idea.
oh, and stay off of the Narai deck. Just stay off of the Narai deck, and I'll tap back out.
That's exactly where I was about to go. So like, I'm just like, fuck. Okay. What if okay. Well, there's a lot of good consoles on the bridge. Someone should probably be up there. I'm just like, she said she was going to the med bay. Fuck. Okay, I'm going to the bridge. Maybe you should come with me. I don't know what's happening.
Let me check on this guy real quick, and I'm going to look in the cell, or the interrogation room that he's supposed to be in. That Blaine is supposed to be in.
There.
He's there.
He's there.
Just hanging out.
Hanging out.
I think it was red herring all along. Anyway, I'm gonna start. I'm just like I'm running. I am not in good condition or whatever. I am sprinting for the bridge as fast as I can. putting in calls for requests for variable layout. Please route me to the bridge. Super high priority, whatever the hell clearances I have. Whatever priority I have, please. Hey, Shattered Skies. So I know some really fucked up shit's happening right now. I need to get to the bridge.
So
While this chaos is going on,
yeah,
if I may,
go ahead.
just to quickly interject, and this is very quick, it is just a quick message to Co. Separate Liquidator is headed to your locale. GTFO, they're processing now. And that's it.
Okay. So as that's happening, you're running down the hallway towards the bridge. Co is running down the hallway the opposite way now, just like
I say, like, you go whips past and they're like, they're running. I skid to a halt. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
I wouldn't go where you're going. Bye.
But who's flying okay. There's got to be okay. Console. Where can I get a console? Would I know the ship layout well enough to?
Yeah, you need a console right where you are. Just like
okay, it's like hall emergency console. I look around and it's like hit like tap something on the wall, like it's a little code or something, and like a console pops out, whatever. And I'm just like ship status, bridge status, engine status, like whatever I can get. What can
So ship status. The ship seems to be fine.
Okay.
Weapons are offline.
Okay. Don't really care about that right now.
And it seems like there's something wrong with the way the moth is folding space.
Okay. Moth status. Like, what am I trying to say? I'm a moth technician. If there's something going on with the moth, there should be things that I can investigate, like troubleshooting or whatever.
Someone has inverted the cylindrical waveform to lengthen a trip versus shortening a trip.
Oh, okay. Someone, but
someone. I mean, this is not a natural malfunction because the ability to fold space and travel through space is inherent to moths. The invariant drive just magnifies that.
Right. So I just kind of I'm just like I'm looking at these readouts and stuff. I'm like, oh buddy, what'd they do to you? And I just I start going into like engine diagnostics or something, like drive diagnostics, and seeing if there's like can I see any like recent, look at the logs, any recent commands, anybody been in there?
You have been drawing the invariant drive has been drawing extra power since you've been on this ship.
Okay, and nobody's noticed, or someone has made it so nobody's noticed. Okay, but this has been a long running thing, and it's been drawing extra power probably to slow us down. Okay, this is bigger than me. The fuck does she mean about stay off the Nirai deck? I'm gonna start moving toward the Nirai deck because I do not know. Like, I got that warning, but it's not from a faction member, and I don't know what's going on, and I need to help my faction. So, I think I would be headed that way. Like, sure. I fall back on duty when I don't know what else to do.
Sure. So let's see. Who was headed to the captain's quarters? Was it Floor?
I was going, but I redirected towards the med bay after the discovery.
I'm the closest.
Sure. Being in the general vicinity of the captain's quarters, the doors to their quarters are open, and there is a small scattering of dark glass pieces all over the floor.
Now, being a Shuos, does this tell me the liquidator is here? Or
no, this tells you that something's broken inside. It's just that the glass looks odd. It will not tell you the liquidator is there necessarily. In fact, a good liquidator, if they're going hard like this, the door wouldn't even be open. It would just be like rent off or something. If they are doing this amount of collateral damage, there would be more localized destruction.
yeah, I'm just gonna look over my shoulder and go, "Your future problem. Right now, I need to make myself a different problem. And this is where I am going to channel my inner Roadrunner. I am going to try and divert what I'm doing now, knowing that there is somebody in this system fighting me. I'm not going to fight them on those controls. However, I'm taking control of every single servitor aboard this ship. And I'm programming in a very simple task. Find the individual that is currently messing with these specific controls, find them, and then self-destruct violently.
Okay.
I am going to try and program the 1812 overture via servitor to whatever room this guy is in.
All right.
At the same time, like while I'm doing this, I have a separate little like script open to where I know he's working, and just in the code, going to full on Russian troll this guy. Just try and hold his attention there while I'm working on this other thing.
Okay. You get servitor replies, servitor confirmations rather.
Yeah.
You also are holding his attention. You also again, were you walking by the door as well? Just wanted to double check that before
I'm staying where this console is.
Okay.
Like I can see that door being open. I can see the glass. I am just like, that's a future me problem. Deal with that in a second.
Okay.
This is priority. Until I hear something walking over that. If I hear something, then I will turn.
Okay. Yeah, you are getting confirmations from servitors. You are, your first volley of 1812 overture is all over the ship, like they are spoofing their location.
Okay.
Before things sound more concentrated elsewhere.
And then going to do a little bit of psychological warfare. Again, as I'm trying to do the troll thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Black Fox. The devil's in the details. And your sins are many. I'm coming for you.
All right. So after you do all of this, you find that, you find yourself on the Narai deck, There are 2 Nurai dead at the door. Yeah, from terrible facial and chest burns, full frontal burns. There are 4 Nurai in the corner. One of them being Nurai Lang holding a Patner 52 in their hand.
So sorry, Narai Lang, the chief medical officer,
No, that's right.
or
Nurai
Lan,
yes.
Narai Lan, my buddy.
Yes, I did that to myself. I did that to myself.
You did. Okay. Okay. They're just what, standing there?
They are standing there holding a gun. It's a very specific gun.
Right. Well, I wouldn't know anything about that. But okay, sorry, I'm just trying to understand. Is everybody else like down at this
Down
point?
or
And just
unconscious, or they're either unconscious or dead, obviously dead.
Mhm.
And Len is standing there with a gun in their hand.
Okay. I would say that if I see like, a dead body spilling into the hallway, that I'm not racing around through that door. I'd kind of put my back to the wall and kind of lean over real quick and just kind of look. And I'd keep my back to the wall and I'd be like, hey, Lon, buddy, you okay? What's up?
Sure
What
as shit
happened?
am. Yeah.
What happened?
Let's just say everything's wrong, as they're talking a little funny.
Yeah, that's not the voice that I heard before. Okay, I agree everything's wrong. Did you see who did this?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. It's fine.
Okay. Do you want to get out of here before they come back?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Okay.
As they walk out of the Narai area with this like very odd swagger.
Okay, well, I think probably the diplomatic quarters are probably the safest place to go right now. I keep being told I think people on the bridge are dead. Someone told me that, and maybe the med bay. There's something wrong with the drive. I was just looking at the readouts. I don't know what's going on, but something's coming through the ship and killing almost everybody. But I think we should be safe if we can hole up somewhere.
Yeah, let's diplomatic quarters sounds pretty good. As they kind of like, it's so odd watching them move. It's like they are moving and their arms are wrong. Not like physically, like they aren't working their arms correctly, like they aren't used to them.
Well, I think I would peg it up to shock, or maybe they took a. I try to kind of like look them over, like, hey, you sure you didn't take a head injury or something?
No, I'm all right. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
I'm your gun.
Okay. Looks like you're your own gun right here. That's a hell of a piece. I didn't know you were an aficionado. Those things are, things do some pretty serious damage. But it's good you have that, because whatever did all that killing, he might come back. So we better get out of here.
We should better do some killing of our own then.
Well, I guess if we see the, we see the enemy, right? I don't know what the enemy is, but if we see it,
we'll have to figure it all out.
Okay. Well, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
And as jogging.
As Len and Lon, as Lon, God, there's too many NPCs with L. Why did I do this to myself?
I don't know, man.
As Lon is walking down the hallway with you, what stretches behind is a shadow of a fox, a nine-eyed fox a candle fox with 9 eyes. Somebody's signifier is completely different from the moth thing I explained in game 1.
Well, I'm not looking at their shadow. We're just walking down the hall, so we're good. The camera pans back,
panning out to show the elongated, non-fox candle-eye shadow, and which is like you're just imagining like a sort of like a kitsune sort of thing, but it's a kitsune shadow, and all the tails that have flames on them are actually eyes over the tails. And I think that's where we'll end it.
I'm taking my real buddy to safety.
Oh man, I love in the background. It's fuck.
Oh well, I'm going fuck, but internally, right? There is absolutely, my character has not been privy to a lot of scary conversations this session and past. So I'm just doing what makes sense.
Oh boy. It's great because a lot of this part is stuff that my character knows nothing about. So the reason why Jim is yelling fuck in the background because he doesn't know. And the thing he's about to do is also terribly ignorant probably soon, but we'll get to that.
Next
Ultimately,
time on Everybody's Fucked.
Yeah, basically. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Okay. Although I'm going to have to... Pope, I need to apologize because I'm about to steal one of your lines. And I mean this in the best possible way. I love you, Hollow. I hate you, Hollow.
It's all turned around. It's the other way around. I'm like,
Yeah. And I mean, there's clearly also, that's the thing, is that there's more, it's that Graydon is now convinced that this is, not almost convinced, he thinks it's probable that Loan has engineered this, and that's still, some of this is still, it's still possible he's engineered some of this, but it's, the situation with and so he's now thinking that the children of Fowler are actually the victims, probably. So there's a lot flipping around in his head right now. There's so much here, and I can't wait till next time because this is there's so much more that we're going to be dealing with, and yeah. And I can't also help but wonder if maybe I'm also concerned that we might be the cause of some of this.
Well,
because of exactly the things that Shuos Robin was saying at the beginning, because like that we sort of set off, we knocked over the dominoes a little too soon and people had to act. And then there's so much going on, and I begin to understand what the problem is, and I begin to understand the calendrical issues, and it makes way too much sense, and more sense than even there's a lot happening, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next, and we'll do that about in a week, but. I'm going to stop rambling for a moment in an effort to collect my faculties, and we're going to do our outros as we have come to the end once again. Feel free to tell folks where they can find you, any final thoughts you may have about this session. There's just so much going on. And so we're starting once again with our calendar, Hollow.
Hello, I am the calendar, Hollow Invective. You can find me here on Tuesdays. You can also find me on Symphony Lounge this Saturday doing a talkback retrospective about my experiences at the Binary Studios Prestige LARP, Darkness Emergent. You can find that on Symphony Lounge around at 2 p.m. Eastern on this coming Saturday. Watching people put things together, reconsider old assumptions, for the people at the table who have some lore in the game, like know a thing or two about the books, just going shit as I dropped a few choice like catchphrases. That was really great. Also, I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun just like interweave, because this is a party that tends to fragment a lot, which is perfectly fine. It's not D&D. Just trying like weaving in sidebars of each other character doing a thing, and also weaving together that story where your actions are starting to affect each other.
Yeah, I think it worked really well.
Yeah, no, that was so good. So yeah. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this continues, because dear God, no, it's masterful. This is masterful. And I'm just happy that I got to have my invasion of the body snatchers moment. Basically, they're coming for. Stay away. So now we're going to head over to PB.
Hi, I'm PB from @PB Plays Inside, where you can find me over on Twitch and Blue Sky. Right now, I am playing. I'm just like chilling. I had a busy October, so I'm chilling. I'm playing Minecraft mostly right now, working in a single player world. And this upcoming the 20th, I think next Wednesday, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Yeah, the 20th. I'm going to be playing Void 1680 over on my channel, a solo TTRPG in which you are a kind of like a radio. You have your own AM station on the radio, and you are kind of taking suggestions from the listeners, and also just, playing music off of your own theme. It's a pretty cool game. I'm looking forward to it, and I've kind of Twitchified it. So it is a little bit more interesting in a Twitch sort of format. So if you're interested in that, that is going to be November 20th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And wow, what a game. My greatest delight is, since I don't know anybody on this ship. I don't really know anything that's happened on this ship. So all of this that is happening is so just like, well, this is all kind of fucked and kind of weird, but like, don't really know the significance, the possible significance behind it all. Just that, you know what? There's protocol to be followed, things I need to go do, and that's what I'm gonna do. And, when context reaches me, but I, PB, love to see all of Rahal, Graydon, and Tace just crash out. Really loving that. And like, part of me is a little sad we don't get to see our Vidona react to the situation. Because like, if we thought we saw a bloodbath before, boy oh boy, would there have been a bloodbath now. But I'm so excited. I also just love how absolutely chaotic Shuo's Robin is, though. Just the pure chaos thrown into the world is great, and I'm very much looking forward to see what else our wonderful calendar has set up for us for the rest of this campaign, because oh boy, it's a Tuesday yet.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I know, right? Alas, it shall be another week. So good, so good. And now we're going to head over to Ewan.
Yeah, I'm Ewan. I play Tace, having a lot of fun being completely ignorant in character. That's going really well. And really excited to find out whether I get shot in the back of the head next week. And yeah, it's all great. As for me, myself, and I, you can find me nowhere in particular. I'm just on here for this game. It's fun. Back to you, Jim.
Yay! Oh, that was so good. It's been so. And finally, over to Pope.
Hey everybody, Pope here. Pope World Build on the internets over at Blue Sky, Twitch, and Start Playing Games. If you are interested in me running something for you, please drop me a line through Start Playing Games. I've got one game up there. I'm thinking of putting a couple other dates probably sometime later this week, so please check that out. And right now I've got this and one other thing that's up and coming. But yeah, no, this was absolutely fantastic and delightful in so many ways. Just some epic, classic sci-fi moments, honestly, where like Taste being distracted by this conversation with again the I'm going to go back to Battlestar Galactica. Floor is 6 in my mind at this point. And just absolute bombshell. And has her head on straight more so than everybody else. And so, of course, Taste going to be distracted. Meanwhile, Creighton's going, it's all in reverse. As he's realizing everything as the pieces finally fall together. And PB, as always, I love playing off you. You have made Robin deeply confused and conflicted. And then Hollow, hats off to you, Matt. This is hitting so many deep and rich notes of story, not just like sci-fi, but just story in this deep, compelling, messy conspiracy and things being turned somewhat on its head while other things are just falling naturally in place as we have this sort of Star Trek-esque, but in the darkest timeline episodes. Moments where there is a madman on this ship and he is better than all of us. We have no control over where we're headed and everything has gone wrong. Will the people that we're following survive? And Taste essentially being our Harry Kim or Julian Bashir, completely ignorant as to the danger that he's in this moment, is just amazing to see. Thank you all so very much. And all of you, where live, VOD, YouTube, stories, nothing without science, you're much part of this as we are. Take care of yourselves and one another. And yeah, is it Tuesday yet?
Yeah. I know, right? Why is it Tuesday yet? Geez. There's so much. There's so much. I really just love how quickly Floor can pivot, and just being totally nonplussed by a situation. Like, oh, okay, I'll do this now.
All right.
And how just Taste just immediately sort of is spiraling into these gum trips, sort of without question, and immediately. And just how horrified Graydon would be if he knew that's what Tace is doing so immediately and so casually. Every time, I was actually worried for a moment that I by giving you that equation, I had gotten you killed. Once the moment you started just sharing it with the other Nerai, I'm like, oh no. Right. I was like, oh no.
Well,
And
we'll
ju-
see.
Yeah. And just there are a lot of little things just with Robin, but just the dating profile thing that was so great. Just sort of final touch there. That was so good. And just the whole this whole web, Hollow, this thing you've set up, and the most impressive thing is I still don't know if I'm right or not. I still don't know what direction I'm looking in, but it's great. This is wonderful. So I cannot wait for this to continue. But in the meantime, once again, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on Twitch, YouTube, and most social media platforms. Anywhere I'm not OtherDoc, I'm Jim Yes That Jim. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. Down below, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can access my website, social media links, YouTube channel, and various other things. I have nothing planned. I'm probably going to be playing video games between now and next Tuesday, so you may see me doing that. But nothing planned for the stream right now. Between now and next Tuesday, when we will have more of this, with any luck, and get to see more things spiraling out of control delightfully. I do have a card game coming out very soon, a card-based RPG coming out very soon. That I don't know how soon yet, but I will make announcements once it is out, and so I will talk about it more then. But in the meantime, folks, we're probably going to go and say hi to somebody. I've been so enthralled, I didn't even look for people to raid. We're going to raid somebody probably in a moment once we hit the end card. Feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to them with us. In the meantime, though, I did want to just make sure I communicate. I've been trying to remember, and I've had to some sort of write down the reminders to because it's a new process I'm engaging in here as I'm saying goodbye. I just want to make sure folks remember, because it is a rough time for folks right now. You are seen, you are heard, you are valid, you are unique, and that is wonderful because variety is important. You matter. Please take care of yourselves. And remember, you absolutely can give yourself grace when you need to. Thank you all very much for watching, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.